Hi. I just wanted to do a reflection / question thing about Catholicism. I went to my second mass ever tonight, and I got a lot out of it. Got a lot of questions answered by my friend Christina, who I went with, and also came out of it with more questions, and some that I already had. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get some answers. First, it was actually really cool. There was 12 or 15 monks, a priest or two, the abbot guy that does monkey stuff. I'm new to this, really. And Christina and I, obviously, an older couple, and then 2 or 3 other women who were there, so it was pretty small. We sat up on the stage altar-y thing. I don't know what the Catholics call it. We called it a stage, but it's less of a stage for you guys. I don't know. Up in with the monks in the wooden chairs on the side, so it was kind of cool, more inclusive. None of the hymns are in English. Kind of confusing. It was also a little bit confusing when they do the reading out of the Bible. He said it was from the Leviticus, but doesn't actually specify where, ever. So for all I know, it could have been from the book of Mark or Matthew. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't lying about it, but it's just different. I was raised Methodist and then mainly Southern Baptist, and so we were really big on bring your Bible, we're all gonna read it together. And I guess it's not the same. That was another thing I noticed. Sitting where the monks are, there's Kleenex and a book of hymns and some assorted other things. And there were a bunch of books off to the side, but not a single Bible that I could see in 8 different chairs for monks. So I don't know. Just not the same. A couple things I had questions on that I noticed that Christina couldn't answer for me, just because I guess they're really technical. But I'm just curious. On the crucifix, which is, by the way, friggin' terrifying. It's terrifying. There's, I guess, 2 women, so I'm assuming it's Mary. Is the other one Mary Magdalene or not? As well as above that, there's J-N and then 2 other letters. I'm assuming they're Latin. Christina thinks they're Latin too. What do they mean? What do they stand for? What's being said? As well as other random letters, which I guess are a really big thing. Off to the side, on a stand, where it was a cross of square thing with 4 other letters, and I think one of them was P or C or something. I don't know. What do those mean? More Latin, less Latin? Meaning, is that something everybody knows, or is that just something you don't question and I'm just overthinking it? What's the deal? But the monks were super nice. A couple of them got introduced to me after. Super, super nice. Very welcoming. Let's see what else. They stand in a chant circle when you do the hymns. They do their own circle, and then other people are on the outside, which is cool and inclusive for them as a cool brotherhood thing. But it kind of feels weird because you're on the outside of these super religious monks. I don't know. Another thing I wanted to reflect on. There's a very calm feeling of being there, and I don't know if that's just because I'm awestruck and shiny things. The windows are incredible, and the fact that scary Jesus is staring at me, and there's a bunch of monks, and I'm just distracted and I'm looking everywhere, which is possibly it, and so I don't have time to be anxious. Or maybe it's just the feeling of the monks are just really chill. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the church in general has a calm feeling. Does anyone else get that? Do you just feel calm? That's not really a Catholic question. Just, does anyone else generally feel calm in churches? Let's see what else. The other thing I had a really big question on, and I feel it's one of the more controversial things, so of course it's something I'm super curious about. A couple weeks ago, there was a mass for the unborn, or of the unborn something. And so, of course, I get an email. Yay, Saint Leo, lots of emails. And it's about how it's the 30-year anniversary of legalizing abortion. And they do a special mass about it. I don't even know what to say about that, other than I just don't understand. So I'm hoping somebody can clarify, like, what that's about and the, like, purpose. I think I understand more of what it's about and less of, like, the purpose or, like, what you try to get out of it. So if someone could explain that, that'd be super awesome. Why I decided to do a video, I don't know. I normally do, like, sassy little blog posts. I didn't feel like typing this all out. I also just kind of wanted to get it all out now. But thank you to Christina for taking me. I learned a lot. I asked a lot of questions. Oh, another thing that I thought was really cool. The monks, I guess, take 3 vows of whatever it's called. I don't know. I assume celibacy is one of them. Sorry, I thought that was funny. But they do 3 sets of vows, and it's done over time, so you don't, like, jump into, like, marriage with God on just, like, a whim. So that's probably a good idea, because it's pretty important, I would assume, especially since, like, God, so it's, like, pretty intense. But it's interesting to see with the monks, because some of them have, like, sleeves rolled up, and some of them have hoods, and some of them don't. And so, I guess, like, what they wear represents where they are with vows and their seniority and that kind of thing. So, that's pretty cool. And then I learned that not all priests have to be monks, but neither one gets married. So what's the difference between a priest who's also a monk and just a priest and then just a monk? If anyone knows anything about that. But overall, still confusing. Also distracting. Like, lots of, like, crazy tile patterns and just, I don't know, I feel like I could have gotten more out of it if it were more plain. But I think that's just my attention issues. But overall not, better than the first time. But overall, there's a lot of, like, people just know what to repeat. They're, like, just, and the sign, and do you learn that when you're, like, 4 and you start going, or is that something I should, like, assume that you pick up later on? And how do you always know what to say? Are there just, like, are there certain things you say every time? I don't know. They also do communion every time, which I think we did, like, 3, maybe 4 times a year in my church before. So that's just interesting. Kind of cool, but definitely different. So is there, like, a specific reason you do it every time? Or is it just, like, you should be taking part in Jesus that much? Or, like, what? So hopefully, going to a Catholic school, I can have some of these questions answered. And just a little reflection on my second time going to Mass while I do my, like, spiritual soul searching. So, any answers would be awesome, and I have lots more. So, if you have answers, that's great. I have questions. Thanks. Bye.